Okay, we are back to do another review, this time on Tinderbox. This was a recommendation from Kayla. So let's take a look and see what is up and what the essential oils are. Let's see. Menu. Pure essential oils. I'm looking probably for single essential oils. Let's see what's here. Okay, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. So let's click on the bergamot and see what they have here for safety information. So this is cold pressed, so this is phototoxic. Precautions. Okay, so they do let you know that this is phototoxic, so that is good. Good, excellent. That's what I'm looking for when I look at bergamot, just to make sure that they have that information there. Basil essential oil. I prefer to see a chemotype because basil has, not only does it have several different species, but even with the Ocimum basilicum species, there's also different chemotypes as well. And they have different safety issues. So I am not seeing a chemotype here, but let me download the specification sheet and see if that happens to be on there. It is not. So basil does have several different chemotypes, and the chemotype should be listed on here. Otherwise, we don't know. It has varying, it has varying safety issues. It didn't open in a new window. So it has varying safety issues, and therefore we don't know. We don't know what this safety issue should be then. So we cannot assume. It looks like this website was made for a phone. Does it not? I know most people use their phones when they are visiting websites, over half, if not more. But I've never actually come on my computer and seen a mobile version like that on there. All right, so let's see what else they have. Carrot seed is one that is not safe for use during pregnancy, which it says here, best avoided in sensitive pregnancies. I don't know that I would add sensitive pregnancies. I would just say avoid during pregnancy, but that's great that they have that there. That's not something that every company has listed. Cinnamon bark. Let's see what they have here for information. Always use in high dilutions to avoid skin irritations. High doses could cause convulsions. Well, that's not accurate. Avoid if you have high blood pressure. That's not accurate. And use with caution during pregnancy. Yes, so cinnamon bark is not pregnancy safe. It's also anticoagulant. So you want to be careful if you are on blood thinners. Even if you are taking aspirin, you want to be very careful in using cinnamon bark essential oil. It also has a very low topical max. Let's take a look at eucalyptus and see what they have here. Seek professional advice before use during pregnancy. So eucalyptus is safe for use during pregnancy, but what it's not safe for is under the age of 10. And I'm not seeing that here. Fennel essential oil is potentially carcinogenic. It's not one that I recommend. Not to be used in heavy doses, as this may have a narcotic effect, can irritate sensitive skin, avoid during pregnancy. So they do have some information there letting you know that it's kind of a risky essential oil. I prefer to not see it available on websites for people to buy so they don't hurt themselves for lack of knowledge. Let's see what else. Lavandin. I know lavandin is blood thinning. Lavandin. Okie doke. Let's see if it has here. Considered safe for use during pregnancy. Well, it is, but it has anticoagulant effect, and it has drug interactions as well, which is not listed there. So be careful with that. Let's take a look at nutmeg and see if they have the safety concerns with nutmeg. If I can get there. This is photo heavy, FYI. It is photo heavy. Seek professional advice regarding use during pregnancy. Okay. So this is one of the few essential oils that I don't recommend people use at all because it is potentially carcinogenic. Let me just find it for you. Yeah, it is potentially carcinogenic. It's potentially psychotropic. It's not safe for use during pregnancy. Breastfeeding has an extremely low topical max. So you want to be very, very careful. And in fact, it's one of the few that I recommend don't bother with. There's nothing nutmeg has you can't get from anything else therapeutically. Oregano essential oil has a lot of safety issues. Yes, oregano is very potent, likely to irritate the mucous membrane, so use very well diluted, avoiding during pregnancy or breastfeeding. It's also a blood thinner, so you want to be super careful. It also has drug interactions too, and a very low topical max, and should not be used on children under the age of 2. So there's also that. Pennyroyal? Are you kidding me? Wow. So pennyroyal is on everybody's no-no list. That's undisputed. I mean, I know that professionals can argue whether nutmeg is safe enough to use or not or whatever, but pennyroyal? That is known as like, do not ever use this thing. This is bad. I am surprised. Do not take internally. Well, hell yeah. Avoid use during pregnancy. Yeah, I would avoid use at all, period. That is actually surprising to me to even see that here. Wow. I do not feel that has enough warning on it. Sage essential oil, that is going to depend on the kind of sage. There are multiple kinds of sage. So let's see which sage this is. Is it clickable? Okay. Yeah, okay. So this is your typical sage. That's what I was expecting. Salvia officinalis. And this is do not use. Like, do not use. It's neurotoxic. Do not use. Do not use. So this says use sparingly. I would say do not use at all. Definitely avoid during pregnancy. Duh. Do not use at all. And let's see what else they have on the last page. Okay, so ylang-ylang. The only concern with this is you have to use it very well diluted. Let's see. Well, that's the case with anything. It's saying some people have sensitivities and excessive use can lead to headaches and feeling nauseous or nausea, which I would agree with, but that can be the case with any essential oil that is over inhaled. Okay, so let's see if they have any blends. Yes, they do. So let's see how they're doing on their formulations. So yeah, their safety is a little, it's kind of like, again, like the last brand that I reviewed, they have an area for safety, which I'm glad to see. Some places don't even have a line for it, but they're not really accurate. So if you are checking it out and you want to know if their information is accurate or not, please feel free to leave a comment and I can let you know. So let me go ahead and check out. So I'm looking for a blend that I can kind of understand really what their intent really is for. The blend. Okay, moth free. I understand they're trying to keep bugs away, but let's see what they have in there. I'm bracing myself for the worst. Okay, good. No pennyroyal. Good to know. Okay, so rosemary, eucalyptus, clove, lavender, lemongrass, cedarwood. So this can help with bugs, repelling bugs, but it's not going to be safe to use around your children under the age of 10, based on the rosemary, based on the eucalyptus. So be careful of that, but if you have it in your closet or in other areas that your children are not inhaling, then it's going to be just fine. Okay, so Serenity blend, I can understand that this would be a calming blend. So we have lavender. Sorry guys, I don't know how to cover up her nipple. We have lavender, bergamot. Here, let me put my cursor over it. There you go, all set. Lavender, bergamot, frankincense, geranium, vetiver, chamomile, sandalwood. So that is good. That is definitely calming. Sandalwood is also sedative. So yeah, that sounds like a blend that would actually work pretty well. Um, Understand that vetiver is one that we talked about in the group recently, as sometimes for some people it can cause them to have really crazy dreams. So be aware of that with your children if you use vetiver in your sedative blend. Um, I don't know how much is in there, but that's just something to be aware of. So let's take a look at their energy blend. We have tangerine, grapefruit, lime, lemon, rosemary, black pepper, and cypress. Yeah, that could probably work. That could probably work. I should also pay attention to, yeah, so there's no safety here. So you really have to go by the safety of the individual essential oils. Rosemary is for ages 10 and above, things like that. Some of these have low topical maxes, like lime, like lemon. Grapefruit has a topical max of 4%. So if you are using this topically, which I don't recommend, energy blend should be inhaled for effectiveness. But if you use it topically, which again I don't recommend, you aren't going to really know what dilution you should use because you don't know what their recipe is to know how much to dilute it to be safe. So we have a Breathe blend that has, of course, eucalyptus, camphor, pine, rosemary, peppermint, clove, thyme, and lemon. So 10 plus based on eucalyptus. Camphor, we don't know what chemotype this is, or we don't know, actually it's not the chemotype, we don't know if this is white, brown, or yellow. And it's important to know, because 2 of those you shouldn't use. 1 you definitely shouldn't use, 1 you have to use with extreme caution, and the other one is fine. So it really depends on what kind of camphor. Again, rosemary is 10 plus. We have clove, which is a blood thinner. Thyme, which it really depends on what kind of thyme. So the safety issues on this are I have a big question mark over my head because I don't know exactly the essential oils that they are using, but it's definitely not for children, for sure. Okay, so let me do this. So by the way, if you are interested to know, I am getting my safety information out of here. I'm referencing it. It has over 240 different essential oils. You can find that book over at ueoslibrary.com. If you have a question about anything that I've said, if you have a question about any of the blends that I didn't click on, if you have a question about the safety that they have listed on their website for their single essential oils, please go ahead and let me know, and I will do my best to answer those when I see them. I will go ahead and upload this to YouTube, and then I will be doing the next brand review, so I will see you soon.